think we're back, right? We dropped out before. This is Winston. Now, as usual, sometimes I'm training dogs like a lot of people and I get a thought and I just want to share it. And this is why this is called My Thoughts. This is Winston, a new dog to the family. He is, what is he? He's not even a year yet. He's a pretty young dog. He's a beautiful black lab. Now, what I want to talk about quickly is, because again, all the chatter about, it drives me crazy about aversive training and balance training, all this talk about training and what's the best method and all these things. So my opinion, what I want to talk about is what I titled this thing, what is aversive? I think the word is thrown around way too much. And so many things are claimed aversive when I really don't believe they are. Now, it's only my opinion. It doesn't make me correct, remember? It's my opinion. So don't get crazy about it. So I'm training Winston here now. And what I'm doing is just some engagement training, which for those who don't know, a lot of people do. Engagement is really just getting the dog engaged with me, paying attention to me, where I'm going, what I'm doing. Now, I'm doing this with a slip lead. So first thing is, people in certain ideologies would call this aversive. I shouldn't use a slip lead. That's fine, whatever you think. And how I'm creating engagement is through very small, I wouldn't even call them corrections. They're very small cues with the lead. Pay attention. I'm going to show you a little bit how I'm doing. So Winston's new to a lead and really paying attention. He really hasn't had a lot of training here. So I don't mind him doing a sniff and what he's doing. But when I'm working on engagement, what I'm going to do is apply small bits of lead pressure through here. It is not a tug of war. It's not a yank. It's not a pull. It's not trying to hurt the dog. Thinks he's a tough dog, huh? Winston's not. He's sex. What he is, though, he's getting them done next week, aren't you, buddy? So from here, I'm walking along. Nice loose lead. And I'm going to change direction. Now, I've got three fingers, on the lead. I'm going to do this a couple of times. And you're going to see very quickly, when I start to change direction, within seconds, Winston's going to pay attention to where I'm going. Good boy. And what does he learn to do there? Winston is learning how to avoid these small cues. Now, if you want to claim this is aversive and horrible to a dog, I think you're joking. I think you're kidding yourself. Does this look like a dog who has been traumatized, good boy, by me? Not at all. But this is claimed as aversive training and horrible training. Look, in the end, you out there, whoever you are doing your training, want to use your methods, you can be there for a year trying to fix this, 6 months, 6 weeks, whatever, or you can get it done quickly. It's not about being cruel. You haven't seen me hurt this dog, and I'm using a slip lead, and I'm giving small cues. But so many people will claim that as aversive, and I think it's a load of garbage, and it drives me crazy, and drives a lot of other trainers crazy out there, because it's putting doubt in so many people's heads. How do I train a dog? I shouldn't use a correction. I shouldn't use this. My go-tos are a slip lead, a head harness. I have no problem with them. Could I hurt a dog with these? Absolutely. But I can hurt a dog with anything. I can hurt him with a harness, a flat collar, whatever I want. So again, back to this training. I'm walking along. Good boy. I'm starting to get engagement. Winston's never done this before. I swear to you, never. Never done it before. Good boy. I'm starting to praise when he follows. So what's Winston learned how to do? How to avoid. And then from there, all I'm going to do is shorten the lead up. And now we're working to what we call a heel position. It's not a competition heel, focus heel. I don't teach that. I'm not after that. Do you really think that your dogs are going to walk and look up at you for 5 kilometers on a walk? No. I believe this is walking. This is healing. This is real world healing. Loose lead, look. Let's go, buddy. Good boy. Winston, sit. A good sit. Down. Now, I didn't tell him down then. He laid down, so I put in the word down. For those out there, that's called operant conditioning, where I'm basically pairing a word with an action. So there's two sort of conditions of a dog, classical conditioning and operant conditioning. Classical is where you would say the word and make the action happen and show the dog, pair the action and the word and the action. Operant sort of when a dog or an animal does an action by his own choice or her choice, whatever, and you put a word in there or a whistle or whatever you do, and they end up pairing that word sound with that action. Sort of two different ways to do it. Good boy, buddy. But again, back to my point, that how I'm training this young dog would be claimed as aversive and extreme for some people and unnecessary and horrible. There's not a biscuit involved. There's a calm dog here sitting here in front of me now without being told to really do anything. and then I'm going to walk off. Winston, let's go. Oh, what a good boy. And watch. Now I can change direction. Look. Winston's still looking at the world, but he's aware of where I'm going. Now, can he get a lot better? Absolutely. But he's a young dog. Look where my lead is. Change direction. Oh, what a good boy. You can mark it with a yes and get all technical and you use your markers, go for it. But let's not over technolize. That's not a word. Let's not make dog training more technical than it needs to be. Little pop of the lead there, and see how he hesitated? That's what I used. This is what I'm using to pull this lead. I'm using literally 2 fingers. Now, do other dogs respond as well to this? Maybe not as quick, but I'm telling you now, if you know what you're doing, this is a level of force you need to use for a dog. Little corrections there when he stopped, and I can add a little leave it in now. So let's say he put it into a formal position. Right now he's in a free position, sort of like I don't mind him sniffing. But if I'm going to name this, heel, and I call it heel now. So I'm naming the position. I now wouldn't allow him to do the sniffing and stopping. He's in more of a good boy, formal position. Let's put some sits in. Name before command. Winston, sit. Yes, good boy. Heel. Then I step. Remember, when you're giving the words, the cues, give the word and the physical cue movement slightly separate. Okay? So if I'm going to stop and sit, watch this. Let's go. Its name, Winston. Sit. Now, what I like to do there is I put a gap between the name and the command. It gives Winston a chance to hear his name, engage, look up, hear the word, do the action. Don't pair them together too quickly. Give the dog time to learn. He's a young dog and learning. Now, when you're pairing food, hand signals with words, we want to use the verbal cue before the physical action or the guide with the food, because dogs are very visual. So if you use the food as you say the word, they're probably just going to follow the food, which not a lot of dogs do, and they're not really hearing the word. So we want to be going like this. We want to go, let's imagine I've got food here. I want to go, Winston, sit. Or he laid down. I'm not even going to bother. Doesn't matter if he did. No big deal, he's a young dog. Okay, it's still a good behaviour. And I would reward the dog. Or if I lay down and I really want to make the sit work, I just ignore that behaviour. I don't need to correct it or punish it. Winston, here buddy. I just do it again. Winston, sit. Then I would reward, but I'm not using food. I don't use a lot of food in training, little to none, only with puppies, older dogs, maybe tug toys, balls, but I really don't use a lot. Good boy, buddy. He's a dog. He's happy. Good boy. He's happy to get a pat and a praise. He doesn't need a biscuit for everything he does. Okay? Now, that loose lead, I can now turn that to a run. Let's go. Let's go. No, I didn't say come then, because it's not a recall. Let's go. I'm going to change it to a little bit of running. So now I'm running. Change direction. Turns into a bit of a game for the dog. Let's go, buddy. Get him to follow and engage with me. Let's go. Yes. Good boy. And then I could shorten it to some running heel. Let's go. Quick. Heel. Now I can name it. Quick. Trying to film and train. Let's go. Good boy. Heel. Now change pace. Ooh. Slow walk now. Speed up. Heel. A little bit of pace change. And then I'm going to stop. I give him pre-warning. Winston, sit. One command. Don't say it twice. Make him do it. Down. He likes laying down because he's tired from daycare. That's okay. Whew. Running, training, filming. Anyway, I only wanted to go on a little bit about this. Aversive. Let's stop throwing the word around too much. It's well overused, okay? Yes, some trainers, some training here can be aversive, can be excessive, whatever you want to call it. That is not. What you just saw with that young dog was not. So stop throwing the word around and claiming it for everything that we do, as in trainers who are what we would call balanced, who use different methods. Do I use food? Absolutely. Do I use as much praise as possible? Absolutely. Do I want to punish dogs? No. I want to correct them. I want to help them. I want to praise them. I want to teach them. Dogs like strong leaders. They are attracted to a strong leader. Remember, be a leader. Don't just be a friend who feeds your dog. Be a leader who your dog looks up to and wants to be around. They like the guidance. They need the guidance. It takes tension out of them. It takes uncertainty out of them, anxiety out of them. They need you to step up and be a leader to help them be calmer. If you're not a leader, these guys don't know what their job is sometimes. That is why they're anxious. That's why they're confused. It's your job as part of their family, pack, whatever you want to call it, to be the leader, to take that role, to take the pressure off some of these dogs. That is what will help you with your anxiety, your leadership, okay? So, last one, look, see he's walking off? If I go like this, 3 fingers, okay? He's walking, doing his own thing, which I don't want, not yet. I'm still talking. I bring him back, good boy. I move again, look, no correction, look where he's following. Okay, now, if I want to let him go, I'll let him go with, I like to give a command to allow him to go. So then I can go from there, good boy, free. Now he can go. I want him to hear that word free, which gives him permission to go over here. Then your dog knows that going there and doing this, sniffing, peeing, pooping, is on a command, not by his own choice. It's not being too strict, it's just teaching your dog that you're on my watch, and when I tell you to go free and do that, you can. If I need you to sit, you can. Again, some people claim that as aversion. Anyway, I'm ranting too much. I'm going well over time. These are meant to be very short, but I need to get that on the head. Stop throwing the word around. I'm not being aversive. We're being strong leaders. We're helping dogs, making them be less stressed, more confident, happier dogs. Done. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts. Number 3, I think. Cheers. I'll see you soon. Bye.